Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Class 47 Peter YouTube channel. And in today's video I'm rather excited at what I'm going to be taking a look at, because I'm going to be having a look at the all new Accurascale KUA nuclear flask carrier wagons. Now, what makes these models special is that these are actually the first models that I've bought from Accurascale. It's not necessarily the first product I've bought from them, because I do have one or two of the Rory buffer stops on the layout, the ones that don't have the working lights, which I won in a competition some time ago from the MRYCG Facebook group. But these are the first Accurascale models that I've bought, so I'm really looking forward to this. These were announced back in 2019 at Worley, and as soon as they were announced I pre-ordered a pack, because I do have a soft spot for nuclear flask wagons. I've already got 5 of the Batman F&A wagons, and I have seen the KUAs in real life. And as soon as I saw them, I just had to have a couple of them. I had to buy a pack, and that's exactly what I did. I pre-ordered a pack, and they've now been released. So it has been a year's wait, but they're now here, and they've just arrived in the post. I have already had a look at them, and they do look very impressive. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get these open, and then we can get them down on the loads and have a look at them. Now, before I unbox the models, I just want to quickly say that I am very impressed with the box that these models come in. I know that not everyone watching this video is going to be interested in the box, so if you want to, you can just skip this bit. But I am rather impressed with this packaging. You got the plastic sleeve for the box that I've just removed. You got some nice artwork on the front of the KUA, and also the box itself. It's got this flap on the side that's held in place with magnets. You then get this foam covering on the front, and then you've got the plastic tray inside with the wagons. So it's a very different style of packaging and box for the models to come in. Not come across a box like this before for model railway products, so it's something quite different. So I do quite like this packaging. So here are the KUAs out of the box and down on the layout, and the first thing to note with these models is the weight. They have multiple die-cast parts on the chassis, which gives ideal weight over the axles, and these wagons are really heavy. Also with these models you get a couple of accessory bags just here, and in these accessory packs, I'll just show you the one, you get a couple of air pipes and some screw link couplings. Now, I'm not sure if I'm going to add these yet, because the chances are they might catch with the couplings and it might cause the bogies to derail on these wagons. You don't have to fix them on though, they are entirely optional, these little detail parts. So now I'm going to test just how freely and smoothly these wagons run. So down here on the main part of the layout I've got one of the KUAs, and I'm just going to push it along, and that will show us how freely and smoothly they run. And so that runs really smoothly and freely. That's excellent. I know it's only gone up as far as the county hall and these terraced houses, but that is still excellent. And it is very important that these run smoothly and freely, because locomotives have to pull them. So that's brilliant. So now we're going to look at the detail on these wagons. So first of all, we have spool metal buffers as standard. We also have NEM tension lock couplings, which these will be replaced with hunt couplings. I'm going to be fitting the elite couplings to these. And also we have a wealth of separately fitted handrails and guardrails on these models, and the detail that's gone into those is just absolutely superb, even down to these footsteps here, and they've all been very nicely picked out and painted. Now just have a look at the detail on the bogies. You've got the axle boxes and the springs, and you've even got the brake wheel there, which is a separately fitted part. And the axle boxes are very nicely painted as well. And also you've even got these bits of detail here, just on the bogies, again also painted. And just look at all the detail that you get here, just under this little walkway platform, where people can climb up to here and then walk onto here to get up to, let's say, here if they need to. And all the detail that's gone into this is just out of this world. And all the detail that you see on this model is all separately fitted. There isn't any moulded detail. All this detail has been separately fitted, even right down to these warning signs here that have been crisply applied, and the printing that's been done on those is second to none. And the detail just looks absolutely amazing on these. These models are also fitted with 12mm metal disc wheels. Now I know obviously you can see the metal look on them here, as you can see, but once you put them down on the track you can hardly really notice that. As you can see, they are blackened, and I think that's a really nice touch. And also all the printed details that you see on the wagon everywhere else, again they've all been crisply and neatly and very well applied. Also on the floor there, just take a look at that mesh detail there. That just looks fantastic. Moving on to the detail on the flasks on the wagons now. As you can see, we have separately fitted handrails, and they are painted and they look fantastic. Also you've got the vents as well, all over the flask, and you've also got the separately fitted hinges just here, and they are separately fitted, they're not moulded, and they have been picked out and painted, and that looks fantastic. On the sides of the flasks, again we have more vents going down along the flask, and you can actually almost see through those vents, which I think that's a fantastic bit of detail to have. And in places we also have some rather nice rivet details. Now in real life the flasks would slide open either way on the wagon. Now the flasks themselves on the model, they do not open. However, to be honest, they don't really need to, because on my layout I certainly wouldn't really necessarily want them to open, because on my layout I certainly wouldn't have that anywhere on my layout. I would just want to simply run them as they are, and I think, to be honest, most people would as well. So I don't mind that they don't slide open, because on the model they don't really need to. But they have still put the rails in place though, here, where the flasks would slide open. And the flasks themselves, they are separately fitted. Moving on to the livery application, and the livery application is as superb as the detail. It's been very nicely and evenly applied, and well applied I should add as well. They picked out the correct shade of blue, and on a side note, it's a very lovely shade of blue as well. And also you got the grey for the flasks, and the darker grey for the floors on the wagon, as you can see. And of course you've got the white for the guardrails and handrails and the footsteps. And they really do stand out, these wagons. That's what I love about them. At this point I also do wish to talk about the build quality. With these models there is not a single quality control error anywhere on the models. They're well built, all the detail is well applied, there's no damage or any marks or anything that we don't wish to see or want to see when we buy these models and you pay the amount of money for them. And the build quality is just absolutely fantastic. Now, this is not something I tend to do usually for my reviews, but I want to talk about the value of money. For both these wagons, sold as a pair, they cost 156 quid. Which I think, for two big wagons, they've got a lot of separately fitted detail on them, I think that's a bargain. I think that's a great price. Because if one of the other manufacturers, one of the larger manufacturers, let's say perhaps Helgen or Batman or any of the others, if they were to produce them, I think they'd probably tend to sell them in singles rather than pairs. And if this was one of the other manufacturers to produce it, I think it would probably easily be looking at about this price, perhaps even more, for a single wagon. Especially for the detail that's gone into these, you would expect a single one to cost that much. But you're getting two as per prototypical, because they do run in two, or sometimes even just one. And the fact that they both cost 156 quid, especially when you consider all the detail that's gone into them, that is absolutely fantastic. I think that that's a bargain. It really is. And it really is good to see that the manufacturers are taking the value of money and the price point into account. That really is nice to see. So, nothing else I can say but well over the moon with that. So that brings me on to my conclusion for the Accurascale KUA nuclear flask carriers. And I think you're already beginning to guessing where this is going to go and what the outcome is going to be. In my personal view and opinion, these are phenomenal wagons, and I'm honestly not joking. They're not just models, they're works of art. Not only do you have the amount of detail that's gone into them, with all the wealth of separately fitted detail parts, and also considering the price point that I've talked about, which again is just absolutely great, these really are incredible wagons. And it's an absolute privilege to be able to have these in my collection. For my first Accurascale models, I'm over the moon with them. And so I'm definitely going to have to buy more Accurascale products. I'm definitely going to have to look at getting the nuclear PFA wagons. And I will also have to look into getting some of their locomotives they're doing as well. And I think easily Accurascale, when you look at products that are produced such as the KUAs, Accurascale are easily one of the most promising manufacturers that we have on the market. And I can't honestly recommend these wagons enough. I'm absolutely happy that I've got them, and I'm glad I paid the money for these. And so if you guys are interested in buying these, then go for it. Definitely buy them, because you will not regret it. So that now is going to bring me on to the running session part of the video. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my mainline blue Class 37 out, and it's going to pull these wagons around the layout. I know the purists are going to be sitting there thinking, well, that's not very prototypical, but I don't really care because it's my layout and my rules at the end of the day. And I still think that these wagons, pulled by my diesel locomotives that I have in the fleet, are going to look immense. But anyway, so enough of me rabbiting on. Thank you very much for watching and I hope you've enjoyed. If you like what you see, then please do subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to smash the like button, and also please do check out all the other videos that I have on the channel, because I don't just do model railway stuff, as you all know. And I'll see you again next time for the next review, which will be a review on the Rails of Sheffield stroke Dapple South Eastern and Chatham Railway D class, which I'm really looking forward to doing that one as well. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. But until then, stay safe and take care. Ta-ra.